So I'm just going to come to you and you're going to tell me, is your beacon picking me up?
One, two, yeah, there, it's on it, yeah.
And you know because it's at 0, I'm as close, right? So 0.1, so you got me.
Okay.
One of the objectives of the Hatcher Pass Avalanche Center is not only to provide safety information for that given day, but it's to be a hub for larger educational outreach. So if somebody gets caught in an avalanche, what are you going to do? What we're concerned about are these big slabs that break free and you're being carried away, right? So what can you do? If you're on a snow machine, if you're on skis, if you're on anything that slides, you can attempt to get off of it.
One of the things that at Hatcher Pass we like to emphasize is that you can just step out of your car and be in avalanche terrain. You can get out of your car and all of a sudden you're on the sledding hill or underneath a big slope where you're building a kicker, and you could be in the run out of an avalanche. So it's important for people who are walking their dog or snowshoeing, Nordic skiing, snow machining, skiing, backcountry skiing, snowboarding. All of those people can get the information and education to recognize either whether they're in avalanche terrain or how to avoid it. And that's the important difference. And I would say that that's one of the most common links we found this year with the 3 fatalities was people not being able to recognize avalanche terrain.
Anyone who's going to be traveling in the mountains in the winter should have some kind of avalanche knowledge. And if you have no framework to evaluate the risk that you're putting yourself in, you're kind of like rolling the dice a little more than you might want to.
You need those skills, and they're a very defined technical set of skills, and you need those skills to travel in the backcountry safely. Practice makes you efficient. Practice makes you know how to use your gear, how to carry it, and what gear you need.
Thank you guys for making it here and participating in avalanche education. We're here at the Girdwood Community Center and we're on day 1 of a level 1 avalanche class. We talk about identifying avalanche problems and then fitting that problem into terrain, so identifying avalanche terrain, so what terrain is capable of producing an avalanche or the consequences if an avalanche does initiate. And then also some basic clues to assess instabilities in the snowpack, and then of course companion rescue as well.
There's a national awareness campaign that's been going on in the avalanche community that has 5 principles, and it's called the GETS. Getting the gear, getting the training, getting the forecast, getting the picture, and getting out of harm's way. The first thing you want to do is get the gear. So get the appropriate rescue gear. So getting a beacon, shovel, and probe, and wearing those, knowing how to use those, and wearing those every time you go out into avalanche terrain. The next piece is getting the training. To really travel in avalanche country, you should get an avalanche level 1. There's some great programs like the Alaska Avalanche School that provide those. The next piece is getting the forecast and knowing where to get the forecast. The next idea is that you get the picture. You understand where hazard is, so understanding that avalanche terrain is slopes steeper than 30 degrees. The other part of getting the picture is recognizing red flags in the snowpack. There's a lot of accidents they found could be avoided if people just looked for 5 things. The first one being recent avalanches. So looking for recent avalanching, looking for cracking in the snowpack, or when you get a big collapse or whoomph, that's a sign that the snowpack is stressed. People miss those clues. That's a clue saying, hey, be careful. Maybe it's time to have cocoa today instead of doing whatever you're doing out here. The other thing is that anytime there's new snow load from snow or rain just falling, or wind loading, or rapid warming, those are also things that can stress the snowpack. So those 5 things are part of getting that picture, understanding red flags. And then the last thing is the idea of getting out of harm's way. So it's traveling safely when you're out in the backcountry. Going one at a time when you're skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, snow machining, if you're going onto an avalanche slope. Watching your partners, being prepared for rescue, having an escape route plan, and communicating. That's just the quick taste, but it's getting the gear, getting the training, getting the forecast, getting the picture, and getting out of harm's way.
pull that back. Pull that back. Somebody asked me,
And then
how
go to
fast do
search.
you have to do this, or what are we shooting for? I'm just saying 3 minutes because every once in a while, I mean